Hey Austin Underground, I'm Ginny Varner, and I'm here with Al Barr of the Dropkick Murphys.
How's it going?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Still chugging along after the touring and everything?
Yeah, you know, we've hit our stride. I think last night we finally hit our stride. You know, it always takes a little while to get your tour legs, as we call them. You know, it always takes a good, week and a half or so before you start feeling right. And I think last night in Houston we were like, all right, we've hit our stride, you know?
That's always good.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part about touring?
Playing every night, you know what I mean? I mean, the rest of it's kind of, I mean, there's certain cities you get into where it's like, like today in Austin, really looking forward to being here. But yeah, no, that hour and a half on stage every night, it's the best part.
Well, the fans definitely appreciate it. I've heard craziest things from people camping out for days at a time to get into your shows.
Wow, we got people camping out now? It's crazy.
What's the craziest thing that you've ever heard?
Well, I mean, there's always a story, I think some of the weirdest things is, like, I don't consider the music we do as being very romantic or love-making inducing music, but we've actually heard that there's been a lot of sex going on while we're playing, like in the pit, like which I think is really a bit odd, Actually, we were in Albany, New York one time. It was like the middle of winter, so snow and ice everywhere, and we came out of it was the last night of the tour, and I came onto the bus, and as I was coming off the bus, this guy and a girl were like walking on our bus. There's 7 guys in the band, so I figured, somebody must know them. They're walking on the bus like they know somebody. So I get off the bus, and I had a friend picking me up because it was Albany, it wasn't that far to Boston, so I get in the car, and the guitar player at the time comes running off the bus with a spooked look on his face, and he's like, "Do you know those people?" And I said, "Nah, do you know them?" He's like, "No. They're having sex right now in our front lounge." And it was just these random people that got on our bus and started having sex. So anyways, it was a bit weird.
At least they'd have a story to tell.
Yeah.
So you guys are from, Boston, basically,
Yeah,
right?
band's based out of Boston, yeah.
Now, you mentioned Fenway Park. You have played there in the past. How was that? What was that experience like?
Well, I remember the first time we played Fenway, it was the Sox were playing, we were playing our nemesis, the Yankees, and, they bring us out on this, like, rolling stage, and the last thing that anybody wants to see when they're waiting for a baseball game to start is, a band, and no one really knew who the hell we were, some people did, but it wasn't like it is today now, we've kind of become, at least with Red Sox Nation and Boston sports, kind of a household name, if you will, just through, playing there and having our songs played there. So we roll out and we're like, oh man, it was like crickets. We played the song Tessie, and and lo and behold, like, the Sox came back from like an impossible, like, winnable situation and won, and it was this amazing there was this amazing bench clearing fight between the Yankees and the Sox, and it was an exciting game, and so it was like 39,000 people, and we played. It's crazy. Just to be invited, by the Red Sox to come and play the field it's crazy, because you're playing a sporting event. You're not playing a rock show.
So your biggest hit to date is "I'm Shipping Up to Boston."
Yeah. If we have any hits, that would be our hit.
Oh, come on! Everybody knows that song.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a hit. I mean, we're just a band that we've never been a band, and the music that we do, it's not something hits aren't something that we concern ourselves with. The fact that it became a hit was not something we ever contrived or strove for. It was just something that happened organically, due to the result of it being in a movie and then being adopted by sports teams.
Yeah, of course.
And of being in The Simpsons, of course, that helped.
You mentioned it was in a movie, The Departed, with Scorsese directing it.
Yeah. What
did you feel after he mentioned y'all after he won the Academy Award?
Well, the thing is like, when I got the email that there was Martin Scorsese was doing an Irish mob film in Boston, and that they were thinking about one of our songs, immediately my brain said, that's never going to happen, because that kind of thing doesn't happen to us. You know what I mean? So when it did happen, it happened so quickly. We were like, Jesus Christ, this movie's coming out, or this movie's out now with our song in it. We got to get a video for this song, because this could be a hit.
Yeah.
At the time we had no idea, and So we had this idea, we'll do a video, and then maybe what we'll do is we'll do another video, and we'll ask the movie studio if they'll allow us to use clips from the movie. And so we said they'll never let us, but we'll ask, you know what I mean? So that's what we did, and it was so funny. We got this email back. It said, tell the band they can use whatever they want. Love the band, love the song.
Wow.
Love Marty. So it was like Martin Scorsese is like now, you know, writing us. You know, it was wild. So I mean, we haven't met the guy. You know what I mean? It's not like we're having lunch with Martin Scorsese or Leonardo DiCaprio or anything like that. But I mean, yeah, to have him give us a shout out. I mean, that was his first. I mean, you look at someone like Martin Scorsese, and you look at, you know, the stable of movies he's done, and you know, I mean, and this was his first Academy Award that he got for directing. I mean, his movies have won, the actors in his movies have won, but he himself has never won. So to have a career such as that he has had, and then I wouldn't have thought that to think of us. You know what I mean? I mean, he didn't say Rolling Stones. He didn't say, there was a lot of like actual famous bands in that movie. We were just this little band. So the fact that it was crazy. It was. I mean, it doesn't really get much better than that, you know.
I could never imagine.
No, it was crazy, definitely.
And to add to that fame, you have been featured in the Guitar Hero and the Rock Band series and stuff. Have you ever played the actual version?
No,
I have it on my PlayStation.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I mean, I have one. They gave us all one, but I haven't. I have not played it. I've heard that it's actually the people that play guitar are terrible at it, and people that don't play guitar are actually good at it. Is what I've heard.
I think it's the same way with any.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But that's all I know really. But yeah, I know that it's kind of funny.
Thank you very much.
All right, take it easy.